ask what this is, tell them this is what the true black image is. One life collective, no black nemesis. One fight, protection of the black premises. This is black privilege. When they ask what this is, tell them.
Welcome to the Black Privilege Podcast.
Welcome to another episode of Black Privilege Podcast. It's so nice to be with the fellas yet again. We got a real hot topic, but before I do so, I'm going to go ahead and just introduce all of us. Excuse me. I'm going to start to my right and bring it to my left.
Alex Babatunde.
Amari Adams.
Micah.
Diamond Ruffin.
Matty Ice.
Excuse me, I'm Danny. What's going on?
Yo.
What's good?
Yeah, that was kind of sensual. I like that.
Okay.
It's kind of sensual.
Pause.
Bro, like Danny be like mad chill. Like, you know, he gave you the WDAS vibes, bro.
What that mean?
The Quiet Storm?
Y'all
niggas are so uncultured,
Michael
bro.
Baston.
Y'all niggas are so uncultured.
Man, listen, nigga, that was like 13 years ago.
They still, WDAS FM is still going on, bro.
Oh, for real?
Niggas don't listen to the radio anymore. It's okay.
Facts.
And we're doing a podcast. Unbelievable. Anyway, I love y'all niggas. It's truly a blessing and an honor to share this space with you all. We're going to get into a topic that I think is going to really, really set shit off based on our opinions. The Black Privilege Podcast truly loves ourselves. We love being black, being people of color, which means that like we probably going to want to date people of color. Chances are. Anyway, this episode is about relationships. And what I mean by relationships, I'm talking about dating. We could talk about friendships, but mainly romance. And I really want to get a perspective because I've been struggling with this as well, about what it means to truly give yourself completely and wholly without any sort of compromise, what that means, what love looks like, what relationships look like in a perfect space based on the fact that we are millennials. We're dealing with social media pressures. We're dealing with a whole lot of things. Like we have careers, we have goals, we have all sorts of interests that we're into. How do we juxtapose that and create balance with what we want versus, you know, giving our space to someone else that we truly care about? So I'm going to go ahead and just start off the conversation by a quick, I'd say I give you guys 30 seconds each on this one question. If you are really truly chasing your goals, do you think being in a relationship is a positive or a negative? And I'm going to start with Amar.
I would definitely say it just depends. I mean, me personally, I'm single right now, so I'm at a point in my life where I just want to lock in on my goals personally before I, entertain or just, just get into my next relationship. So, I mean, it could be a positive. It depends on also like your communication skills with that other person. You got to just be open and honest about like how you feel and what you're expecting. I feel like expectations are big. And then also just kind of being on the same page. I feel like that's big. So it just depends on how the other person is really connecting with you.
Okay. You said something about communication.
Mm-hmm.
And actually what I want to do is kind of switch it up a little bit. Like I know I asked one question, but I'm going to go back to another one.
Mm-hmm.
And I want everybody to answer this. I'll start with you again tomorrow.
Right.
Before you even get into a relationship,
Right.
What are characteristics that you're looking for from your other partner?
I would definitely say honesty.
Okay.
I feel like that's big just because like, of course with social media, everybody's putting their highlights on the, in the forefront. But everybody has, you know what I mean, a dark past, and eventually that time will come. There's always a time and a place for a certain conversation, but I feel like honesty, that's one thing that I look for in a relationship across the board.
Or Baba? I like me.
For me, I just think like support. Like, I think to bring it back to what you were saying about chasing your goals, I think that being in a relationship can be positive if the right support is there and if that person is adding to your goals. They ain't got to be on the same mission, but they support you. Like, same and vice versa. That's important to me because that's what I hope to give to my partner too, supporting them in their goals, their dreams, kind of thing. And I think respect as well. So respecting of boundaries, of my opinion. I think, yeah, those two things are very big.
Boundaries. And
Yeah.
I'm going to get to the rest of the fellas. Can you just go deeper just a little bit about the boundaries?
In terms of boundaries, like, you know, especially with relationships, it's all about balance. But if I, like, for example, say I don't like something or I'm not, that's just not me. Just respecting those boundaries. If I don't like doing a certain thing, I think it's also like having respect the boundaries. Like, maybe I want some me time too. Or maybe I want to do something. Respecting those, like, and not taking it as a slight towards you, but like understanding that I'm human too. I got things I got to focus on, and yeah,
I like that. Diamond, you want to hop in here? What's up with you in terms of what you looking for?
I got a partner. Loyalty, respect, and support. That's it. That's all I'm looking for. Yeah, that's it.
It's pretty straightforward.
Mm-hmm.
Matt?
I mean, I would have to agree with Diamond. You know, loyalty, love, and support. And you know,
He said respect and support, but you said love.
oh, okay.
'Cause, I mean,
All right, so-
I actually think that's interesting because you can respect your partner, but not necessarily love them.
love, respect, support, and I say support because I feel like any female that I'm dealing with has to support what I'm doing. You feel me? Like, and it's not just, you know, like saying I believe in you. Like, I need to see someone like physically be there. You know, like not just say I'm there in spirit. When it comes, that's my expectation when it comes to a female. But before I hand it off, I wanted to.
I want to bring it back to you, but go ahead.
I wanted to answer the first question that you said. You know, about what was it?
chasing your dream goals
By
and
your-
being in a relationship.
by yourself. All right,
You see it
so
as a positive. Or
I think that is a positive, and I just wanted to read one scripture. It says that two are better than one because they have good reward for their labor. If one falls,
Another one puts
the other one will pick them up or lift them up. But woe to the one who falls and doesn't have for one to lift them up. And if two lie together, they can keep warm. If you by yourself, how are you going to stay warm? And then it says if another man comes against, then there's someone else that can fend them off, and it'll keep that cord strong.
I think for that scripture, personally, I see that both in relationships. I know we're talking romantically, but I also see that applying in friendships too, business,
Relationships.
like
just
all types.
relationships.
Yeah, that's real. So I think it's positive. I definitely think like what you're saying is right. Like it is positive to have somebody
If you
who
have the
supports
right
you, the right person.
I like that scripture,
supports
by the way,
you.
man. Go ahead, Bob. Sorry.
Yeah, nah, that's all. It is.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to disagree about the respect and love thing. Personally,
So you're saying you can respect someone without loving them, or it
well,
doesn't
what
have
I'm
to be-
saying is, like, for me
Without one,
personally,
you
this
couldn't
is
get
this
them.
is just me, right? I'm not speaking for no other dude, but for me, love is respect.
love. They're the same thing.
To me, yeah, because if
Two
you-
in it, but there are two different words. But they
right,
they mean
right.
the
But the
same.
I mean,
actions,
I would agree.
I'm big on actions.
You respect
know?
someone because you love them. You love them
Right.
because you
So
respect
that
goes
they can
hand
go
in
one
hand.
and two.
Right.
I guess I was just pointing out, like, you both said two different words, so I just wanted to jump on that.
But the same thing, yeah.
Okay. I liked a lot about Matt, what you also said within your scripture and how you bounce back off of that. You said something very, very profound, in my opinion, about like the fact that like when you are in a relationship, or at least based on that scripture, that like the protection element of it, like should a man come against it, you would have someone else to protect it.
Mm-hmm.
And to bring that full circle, I guess the question I want to ask though is, do you ever feel the want for a relationship based on your loneliness? Do you feel a want for a relationship just based on the fact that you want a relationship? I guess I don't really know like exactly the question I'm asking, but I do know like I've struggled with that. Like there's been times where I don't necessarily want a relationship, but like you
Just that
deal with
companionship.
you want exactly. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I think that like, I personally don't think a man needs I take that back. A man needs a woman needs a man. Now, I think that it just has to be the right person. I think your focus should be on yourself. And then I'm not religious, but I do believe in God. God will present that person to you. Like when I moved to Jersey City, I told myself I was not dating.
Mm-hmm.
I told myself, I'm going to do me. I'm going to have fun. A month later, I meet Rupa.
Mm-hmm.
And it just fit. You know, some things it just happens. You know what I mean? So I think as a man, you should focus on yourself.
And all the other things.
And other things will come into play. I think God put Rupa in my life to support me and me support her as well for whatever it is that her needs are. You know? But she also supported my needs. So
supported your dreams.
Right.
So you think
to me, that's love. Mm-hmm. To me. You know what I mean?
Support. You think she checks all the boxes that you just talked about?
Yeah, bro. I didn't have to ask her. She just did it.
And I think that,
that's the
honestly,
big thing.
I think
that's just did it, bro.
It's not changing somebody to become what you are, but you'll see that they just connect.
It just fit.
Yeah, they got
it just makes sense.
It fit.
Matt, what were you gonna say?
No, I was just gonna say when you have a good girl or a good, significant other, there are certain things that you're not gonna have to say. They're just already gonna do. Like as far as the support or or speaking into you, like. Regardless of what it is, whatever your need is, I think if it's the right person, they will know, based on, your relationship, what you need.
Yeah, you said something about communication. So I got a question to ask because I think this really ties into what you said.
Mm-hmm.
So you're saying like, based on what you were looking for, like you came in not looking for nothing. Like
no at all.
She just came in. She just kind of like just gave herself and presented herself in a way that was just organic.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it sounded like. It was just organic.
Mm-hmm.
So like, for me or any other man, and I'm not talking about me personally. I'm just saying, just in general, if a man says that he doesn't want a relationship because he wants to focus on like his career, he wants to focus on his goals, does that make him? Say if there's another guy who's exactly what you just said. I'm coming in, I'm focusing on what I want to do. I ain't focusing on nobody else. And he happens to meet a woman and, we go on a few dates, things is cool. But he tells her like, listen, I'm focusing on my career goals. I don't have time for that. Especially, but she's checking off the things that he would want from a partner. Mm-hmm. Is that cowardly? Or is that like he lacks balance?
He lacks nothing.
Okay.
He wants what he wants. He's not ready. That's all I got from it. I'm not ready.
Mm-hmm.
God's telling me I'm not ready. And when I am ready, that person will be there.
Word.
That's it, bro.
I need y'all to jump in there because I'm very interested in that question.
I don't know. I'm like conflicted with that one. Because there's a part of it that he is being honest. Mm-hmm. He ain't about to be like unfair and like, because think about it. If he chose the route like, all right, I'm going to try this, but deep down inside, I want something else, then I'm not giving you the attention that you need. So like there's that side where I'm like, all right, cool, he's being honest. But on the other side, it's like to what Diamond said, maybe that just means like maybe there's certain places he wants to get himself to. There's certain things he might want to work on because a career goal could maybe just be a maturity thing, trying to grow and that. So like, I don't think cowardly is the word.
Me neither, bro.
I don't think it's like he's afraid to jump into it. But maybe it's just, maybe I'm not sure. Maybe there's just a few things that I want to focus on and get done. And I don't think there's nothing wrong with that.
And I think that's very mature.
Yeah.
To be honest,
It sounds like you wanted to hop in there.
Yeah, I mean, for me, like, I feel like that's kind of where I am. I mean, of course, if someone comes, I'm open and willing. But I don't know. I just feel like it's just certain things that I kind of have in line for myself where I want to see accomplished before I, step into that next relationship.
Now, is that more so like because I know some people say, like, I know I've said it, like,
Mm-hmm.
I want to make sure I'm financially stable. Like, I want to make sure I'm at a point in my career where, like, I have no worries. It's because, like, we're all, I'm not going to disclose our ages, but I feel like we're all at the age where, like, marriage is literally like the next stage for a lot of people.
Right.
So it's like, if I'm going to date someone, I should say, I'm dating most likely with the intent that, like, I take you serious enough to consider you a partner that, like, eventually, like, I may decide I want to marry and build a life with, have kids with, all of that. So I guess, like, in my mind, I'm thinking, well, if I can't get that right now because I'm not ready, like, am I wrong for feeling that way? And I don't mean like I'm not ready, like, I haven't checked all the boxes for myself.
You never will, though.
Yet, like, or is that like you never will be ready? Like you can't always. You get what I'm saying? Like, you'll never always be ready. Just like with kids, people say you'll never always be ready.
It is what it is.
Yeah, like, and just to, like, ask you a question, like, you say, I'm not ready until I'm financially stable. What is financially stable? You know, is there a set number? You know, like, because life happens. You know, you might have a certain amount in your bank account saved 1 minute, and then the next day you have to. So then what? You have to rebuild all that savings again to be financially stable again, to start to look for or accept. By the time you do that, the person that might be for you might walk out the door.
That is true.
Or continue to grow themselves because you're not trying to grow. Because sometimes, you know, like, your partner will force you to grow, mature. You know, like, certain things that they might force you to do that you might not yourself want to do. Because why? They want you to become better.
You know what's funny? I'm gonna piggyback off that. I gotta dedicate this space to Rupa because I put in the work.
By the way, this dude is he's newly engaged. And before you go, I just want to give a quick clap because I already know you ain't gonna lose that. He's newly engaged, y'all.
Yep.
All right, but go ahead.
So it's like, like, I'm piggyback off of what Maddie Ice just said. I'm putting in the work to create my dream, but she's also holding me accountable. Nobody's perfect. You know, you could think you got it all together, but it's always an outside perspective. Like, you know, she checked me one time. I'm gonna say, I'm gonna be open. She checked me one time, and I got my feelings was hurt.
What she
I
said?
thought I was that dude. I'm
What
getting
she said,
shit
bro?
done.
What she said?
Well, she said, I don't see you making efforts to get your space.
Wait, what?
I don't see you making efforts to get the space to create your dream. I'm spending money on this, that, and that, but I'm not putting money towards the actual dream. You know what? I sat back. I was at first, you know, I was a little. I'm like, man, who's she talking?
Your pride probably hurt.
Yeah, you know, ego, male ego is fragile. Male ego, like, man, we good. Like, we got food in the fridge. What you talking about? But
She challenged you.
it pushed because she believed in me. And that's where that support comes from, dog. If you got a woman that's supporting you, she ain't got to be perfect. But what's really important, bro? Why do we marry? To create families. Most people, not all, but most people. So if you find a person that is mentally good there, has money, supports you, should be a good mother, bro. Forget all that other stuff. What's really important and what do you want? And can that person help you get to what you want and you help her get what she want in life? About family, dog.
I think it's like that iron sharpens iron kind of thing.
Right.
And it's that, it's really, that's the whole thing. Like, I think it's finding that person that really, like, pushes you, and it's almost a reflection. You will give you the truth that nobody else will, you know? That's the big thing. Like, and that's why I think it's like, even though you're working on yourself, if it makes sense, I think that you shouldn't focus your whole time on finding a relationship. Like, I'm lonely. Like, because I don't think that's a good
healthy
space to be in, because you can also fall into just grabbing something just because it's
just
there.
because you're
So
or
that's
the
why
convenience.
Exactly. That's why I think that when you are focusing on yourself and making yourself the best you can be, that's what you attract. You feel me? So it's like, that's where it really is, because it's like the company you keep.
Real
and if you're
shit.
spending time with yourself
Real
and
shit.
you a solid person, the type of company you
They gonna
attract
stay around.
is going to be somebody
gonna be
else's
around.
reflection of you. So that's like, I think that's where it really makes the biggest difference. Like
That was
that's how you focus
fire.
on
And
yourself.
That was fire.
I'm gonna just piggyback off of how Baba said that we could be talking about friendships, like, and he just said iron sharpens iron, and a word that Diamond just used was accountability, right?
Mhm.
And what I said was she challenged him. So I just wanted to kind of like relate that to what I've been through like recently. All right, so when I look at it, Danny challenged me. He said, "Yo, Matt, I'm not joining this group unless there's one, one thing, which is growth." He was like, "I want this to be something that you take serious."
Mm-hmm.
And he said that in the very beginning, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then we had a couple meetings. He said, "Matt, yo, you gotta be serious, bro." He was like, "Cause just as serious as you are, will everyone else be?"
Preach.
Before
Set the tone.
we started thinking about a podcast, Diamond hit me and Mike up and said, "Yo, we need to start an accountability group."
Mm-hmm.
And I said to Mike, and I'm pretty sure I said it to Baba too, I'm gonna hold this dude accountable. You feel me? I know how hard you work. You feel me? I understand, you are working when most people aren't working. But in order to, be 100% you, I felt like you had to be here.
Mm-hmm.
So if I didn't get in, it's only because you said hold me accountable.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not just when it's convenient.
Mhm.
You feel me? And it might be a little, heated sometimes, but it's all because why? We want the best out of each other.
Right.
Mhm.
Right.
So it was a challenge. I was like, yo, try to make it.
Mm-hmm.
I was still his boy, he's still my bro at the end of the day, even if he wasn't here. You
Nothing
feel me?
gonna
I would
change.
still call him.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, let's see if he can hit the challenge.
Mm-hmm.
And
But that's that
yeah.
love.
Yeah.
You feel me? And that's what
That's
you're looking
real.
for. Like, and your girl, your friends, that's that love where they can still dig into you, but they do it out of a caring spot. Like,
Right. It's about the intention. It
Yeah,
ain't
right.
about what's actually
It's
being
been
said.
said, like,
It's
yeah.
about the
Word.
intention, man. Word.
And I hear that. I really appreciate you saying that, Matt, because accountability is part of it.
Mm-hmm.
I want to say this now. Like, we're in an age right now where like marriage is kind of like looked at as some people believing in, like, definitely like our parents. I had parents that were married 30 plus years, and then they divorced. I've had friends just like that who've had parents who were married and things just didn't work out. Based on where we are now, as Black men who are like, we're in the prime of our lives. We are definitely in the prime of our lives. Is marriage something that you think you need, that you want? Like, talk about that. Anybody can go.
it's something that I want. I don't know. Like, I don't think it's necessary for you to be married. I don't think that God necessarily has a plan for you to be married. I think the big thing though is if you're not married and you have, because marriage is a blessing.
Mm-hmm.
And then the best case, like if you find somebody that you jive with, that pushes you, that is a blessing. And
Facts.
we all want to live the blessed life, but I don't think marriage is the only way you can be blessed in that form.
Mhm.
So back to the thing about community, to friendships, relationships outside of marriage, I think that's what it really is focused on. If you get married, that's great, but I don't think you need it, but you definitely do need that community.
Mhm.
Like in life, as human beings, we need some sort of community to push us, to be there when we fall, to lean on. And I think that's the real thing that I would focus on. Whether I get married or not, I definitely want to be married.
Amar?
For me, I personally definitely want to be married. Of course, when the time is right. It's just about connecting with, finding somebody that you connect with and have that agreement and build a foundation and just kind of grow from there.
Right. Yeah, I was going to say.
Yeah,
being that you are
think-
about to. You about to.
I think I wasn't looking for marriage. I think, like, bro, I'm gonna go back to God. Like, God put a person in my life where I'm like, I can see myself having children with this person.
Mhm.
So if I'm going to bring children to the world, from my own personal story, I grew up in a single mother household. That's not a reason for me to get married. You know what I'm saying? However, that is to me, and what I believe, that's the best way to bring in children in a house where the love is real. You know, raise kids in a 2-parent household with the right person. I'm not forcing nothing.
So I just wanted to say something, man. I got you. So it sounds like based on your personal experience growing up, that like part of that is what really like pushes you or motivates you to make sure that your kid.
That's a piece of it.
I'm not saying it's all
about
of it.
the right person.
Yeah, but like being that you didn't have that when you were growing
for sure.
up.
For sure. That's something I always yearn for, you know what I mean? But it is what it is.
Let me ask you a question though. Do you think, right, just because two parents or
no. Go ahead, though. I'm sorry.
He ain't get it out yet.
Go ahead. I know where you're going, but
where you about to?
Yeah, no, I mean he probably does. No, what I was going to ask you is, do you think, you know, like if two parents are in a house that there is always love?
No.
Nah.
Or do you think there's a sacrifice? Like,
I think
you get what I'm saying? Like,
But what I'm saying is it has to be the right person for me. Like, it has to be the right person. Like, two people who are not meant for each other can still get married, still have kids.
Yeah.
So that's why my answer to your question is no.
There's a second part to the thing about love. I think love is also cultivated and worked on and
I was going to say
You can build that.
And I think that there's times in marriages where they were the right people for it, but love needs to be nurtured. Just because I did something for you when you were 5, and I'm not doing nothing for you now,
and then I just wanted to bring up the fact, right? I'm just throwing it out there. You just say you want kids, right? 1, 2, 3, it doesn't matter. The day that you have a kid, the relationship between you and Rupa might change 100%. You know, like, so you guys might be turned into different people, but, you know, if you, like you're saying the right person,
you had those conversations.
Okay.
I wanted to say something, like, and we can bring it back to Diamond. I was going to say that, like, you made a really good point about, like, the whole nurturing the relationship.
Yeah.
And one thing that I've been keeping in the back of my mind is that, like, you know, God willing, like, if I do meet the woman of my dreams, if I have not already, that, like, I'm trying to go into it with the mindset that, like, I'm going to experience that person changing repeatedly.
Yeah.
Like, they're going to be different people, or they're going to be a different person when I first met them versus like 10 or 15 years later. Like, we're going to constantly be killing, and I don't mean that in a negative way. We're going to be
growing,
shedding different things. Yeah, exactly. Like, thank you. Yeah, exactly. You're saying what I'm saying, and that we have to be welcoming to that change as we also in ourselves are growing. So I guess that's one thing about maybe marriage that doesn't necessarily scare me, but like I keep in the back of my mind that I never want to be stagnant. Like, as I get older, because like I hear a lot of women say that, like, even younger women who date older men, they say, yo, like, I thought older men were better because they were more financially stable. But the older men that I met are just stuck in their ways,
more
which
options.
but they're like mainly stuck in their ways. They're stubborn. And like, even as a young man, like, I never want to be stagnant. And I guess the only reason I was bringing that point up is based on what you were saying about, because that's necessary if you're going to continue to nurture a relationship,
bro.
And there's so many things in life that y'all ain't even thought of that you might face like in years from now. Having that first kid, you might react differently than your partner. You never seen your partner in that type of stress. They might have been like, so it's just like you said, it's a mix of adaptability and continuing like transformation through it.
I got a question for y'all.
Yeah.
And y'all can go down the line. Would you consider yourself traditional or, I don't know, I guess modern in terms of relationships?
Define traditional.
You know? Like,
the modern to answer your question.
Okay, but the man leads the household. The woman does what she do, right?
Oh.
That's what I mean by traditional. Like those traditional roles that are from like the 1950s or the 1970s.
Stay
So
home
you
moms,
saying
stay
that?
home moms.
Yeah.
Stay home moms.
Like
the,
that. Yeah.
the husband's the
I'm modern.
breadwinner type,
I'm modern.
type vibe. Personally, I think a way I look at it is like you're basically saying is the man always the provider.
Yes.
And when I think about that question and when it comes up, I think it's still, I guess, modern in a way, but I think that you can provide in different ways. Like it's not just financially. Like
Right.
your wife might make more money than you. You feel me? There's a possibility it can happen today. But I think that there's also the fact that a man is still a provider. You still provide like that emotional support, that
security,
protection.
security. Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
The handyman.
Like, all other ways you can provide. But I think
Yep.
sometimes people who are more traditional just look at it like, I gotta make more bread than her.
Yeah, and
Or
that's not-
like, and
Or
that
they have to make as much as me.
Yeah.
Yo,
Either
yo,
or.
it's funny you
From
say
women,
that.
from a
Yo,
woman's
I was
perspective,
when I
you know
went to
what I mean?
DC. I went to DC 2 weeks ago, and I was at a bar at the hotel I was staying at, the Hilton, right near the White House, and I was just having a drink, and ended up talking to these two sisters.
Yeah.
You just at the bar, all of a sudden, like people just start talking about their personal lives. And she said to me, she was married to this. She's been married to this guy for a long time, and obviously you have your trials and tribulations throughout marriage, but overall, she was saying that, she made more than him. What she wanted was that he spent more time with their kids.
That's when you go to the love languages, bro.
Yeah, but but that's what I'm saying is, and he was more, what she was saying is he was more focused on the fact that she made more money than him. And it was like almost like a competition.
Word.
Rather than like just accepting the fact that you both are in a partnership.
You guys are together.
Word. You gotta do what works for you.
Right.
And how can I adjust or like Matthew said, adapt, or whoever said adapt in that situation. So I thought it was interesting you said that. But overall, like that's true. That's very, very true. And even what you said about like essentially like I'm taking into account like all the accountability, all of those things. I don't know, like even when you ask a question about modern or traditional, I'll probably say maybe a bit of both. I'd say a little bit of both because like for me in my situation, I would financially think about it from a traditional way. But if anything were to happen with my wife, I would want to make sure she got like you ain't got to worry, I got it. Like if she like I want to reach a point that if my wife decides, babe, I don't want to work no more, like or I want to work part-time. All right, go ahead.
I couldn't do that. I'm sorry, I couldn't.
But that's just me.
him.
That's just
It's
me.
personal. Why you say you couldn't do it?
I feel like if you don't do anything, like I'm not saying that I'm doing everything.
But she's taking care of the
kids.
kids.
Groceries.
She's making sure she got the home in together. Like,
She's running the household.
like, but I wouldn't. I'm saying like she would be doing all of those things.
That's an iffy road to be on because I feel like I just watch it or like just seen it around. Women that feel like sometimes it can also cause resentment from you, depending on who you are. I think like some dudes say that they okay providing,
Right.
but then their wife is just doing that all the time, and they like depending on like on the dynamic. Sometimes like if you're not 100% there, like oh you might feel some type of way if you're always just coughing up the cash. There's some people who are 100% down, like I'm gonna pay for this,
Right.
but after a while when things come on, like think about like when you are the only breadwinner. It does take a toll, and I also think it's helpful for your wife to have something that she can do too and be proud of herself in.
Yeah,
I agree to that.
That's
Like I think like it's
her
important.
dream,
Chase her dream too, because that can build resentment on that side too.
Because
Like,
all I've been doing for the
is
last
taking
year,
taking care of the kids. Yeah, I get
like
that.
I feel like you gotta find the balance like and both of that.
What were you about to say, Mark?
Oh, I mean, for me, I would say mindset-wise, I'm probably more traditional, but then I'm open because I want my wife to, to keep her passion, keep that drive. I don't ever want her to get too comfortable because if something happens to me, I would want you to be able to take care of the kids. You know what I mean? And just as you just, cause okay, so for instance, if I have a daughter, I would want her to look at my wife as okay. You know what I mean? As that role model. So I feel like it's just whatever works, of course, for y'all, but just got to do what you got to do.
So it sounds like for most of us, marriage is something we would lean into more or less.
Definitely.
Possibly.
Mhm.
Possibly. What do you think about people who say marriage is more so a business proposal?
A business transaction. I think a lot of people honestly do get married for that reason. Like not to not to throw shade on anybody, but there
That's
are
a
a couple
crazy
people
statement,
who got
bro.
married, just because
It's
it
the truth.
helped.
You think that too?
Money wise.
I mean, I know it.
Who?
I just.
Well,
bro.
I mean, I ain't gonna tell you that.
So, all right, hey, but
I ain't gonna have you. I don't know about
I
you.
get that. It's not wild to think somebody.
My thing is this, bro. It's nothing wrong with thinking something is a business. Like a marriage is ran like a business. Of course, love is there.
I mean, you
but
get
to run a
tax write-offs.
successful marriage, it kind of has to be ran like a business, bro.
Operation.
I believe so. Yeah, that doesn't mean like
everybody plays their role.
Right.
I
I
get
don't
that.
think there's nothing wrong with that. So yeah.
That's interesting.
There's pros to getting married. I mean, as you probably all
But
know,
facts, it
like,
goes
so-
back to the scripture you said, bro. Like when there's two, if one falls, like exactly. So like,
There you
there's
go.
a financial benefit to it for sure.
Yeah.
Like,
No,
well, I don't
I'm
know.
saying a financial
You
benefit.
think like
from,
is that what you mean? Like by
if you're
people
dating,
treat it like a
if
business?
if you're dating, right?
Yeah.
And you're like, all right, well, if we are married, we can do X, Y, and Z because of tax,
Yeah.
all that. So people do think about it and be like, yo, I'm gonna go get married because now I can go and get a house.
I feel
loan.
like I hear that in a lot of military stuff too.
Yeah.
Like the
They
benefits
get
you
married
can
just
get
for the benefits.
For the benefits, that's
Yeah.
facts. But question, since we're talking about the financial, y'all down when you're going out on the date, is it 50-50?
Oh, I like that question.
If we're dating,
Hold on.
I like that
I got
question,
yo.
bro.
Listen. 50 Cent said it best. Whoever asks
the question.
the question pays for the date. If a girl asks me out, I expect her to pay. And you know what? I just might come out of my pocket and pay. Just off the strength. But if she asks me out, I'm expecting her. Yo, bro, I got so mad. I'm sorry. I didn't get this off my chest. This is therapy session right now. Bro, on the real, I was dating this one girl. She said, Mike, I noticed you've been stressed. She said, I want to take you out to get your feet and your nails done, like get a pedicure and a manicure. I'm like, all right, maybe that'll help. You know, when after I got that done, she looked at me to pay for it. I said, you not dead ass. I looked at her. I said, you not dead ass. I ain't need that. I ain't need to pay for that. I could have sat my ass home.
Yo, you pay for it though?
Hell yeah, when she wasn't paying for it. I was like, yo, I was so sick, bro. I looked at I didn't let that shit go, bro. Have not. You can obviously see how the
been
picture
holding
on
on
my
to this
voice
one.
right now.
And the thing about it, he wasn't the only one who got that mani pedicure.
Yo, ain't she got one? She got one too. You gotta be shitting me.
Ain't no way.
How much that cost you, bro? Like 150?
That's
over 100.
I got, bro.
Yo, she got you for sure.
got.
Big finesse.
Oh, you need to relax.
She would never heard from me again
Man,
after that. She never heard from me again.
Bro,
boy.
kiss my ass. All right, I'm done. All right, y'all can add. Yo, that just made me mad. I'm sorry. I'm done.
I bet. All right, Matt and Mike, that was crazy. But
I'm just saying,
what the rest of y'all feel about that 50-50?
I mean, me personally, I'm going to say, most of the time I'm taking care of the bill. But of course, if she's open to, she comes up with the idea or, I'm open to it, but traditionally, I usually take care of it. But that's just me.
That's nice.
Yeah, I'm open to the 50-50. Same thing. My answer is the same things as Mari's, bro. I'm going to pay for it, but she going to put up. She going to put. I'm going to take that money, you know?
Yeah, she can put in for the tip. Say, nah, we going Dutch. You pay, I pay.
We going Dutch.
I'll go Dutch if we dating. If we in a relationship, it's different. So, if you want to pay for the tip.
Respect.
That's smart.
Yes, yeah, of course.
Respect by mine.
Now, that was a great question, Babu. That was a great question.
Facts.
Well, we appreciate you all for tuning in into the Black Privilege Podcast. Try to give y'all a little bit of a spill on how we feel about our relationships. I think this was a very fruitful conversation, though. Y'all said some real shit. We appreciate all of our audience for tuning in. And I'm going to start from my right and finish on my left.
Baba.
Amari.
Mike.
Rough. Oof. Matty Ice.
Yo, y'all niggas is crazy. I got to finish the goddamn ending. Now we appreciate y'all, man.
Yeah.
Signing off. Peace.